Hello folks, and welcome back for another daily chatter. So, after making the last video about my shop tour, for some reason I got a huge spark for getting this 1M63 lathe running. And I started looking at it and I found a problem and I kind of fixed it, but it's just a temporary fix. So what's wrong with this lathe is that there's a seared pin. This is part of the pin that I was able to pull out from the oil pan of the carriage. Come on. So it's a piece of a pin, and the pin goes through this lever. So this lever is supposed to work so that when you push it in, it disengages the feed, all feeds and also the lead screw from the carriage. So if you want to do tapping on the carriage, you can disengage the carriage from everything, and in that way the tap can pull the carriage in and out. So what the tap actually, I mean the pin actually does, it goes through this one, and then it goes through a sleeve, and then it goes through a gear, and when you push this in and out, it moves the gear in and out of mesh with another gear, which then engages and disengages the feeds. And what's wrong here, you can see maybe in here. Okay, at the moment you cannot see it, but actually you can barely see it. Right there, there's a crack in the gear. So this gear right here has a crack in it, and that's really bad. So, and this being a school machine, I think somebody crashed it real hard, and that's what broke the pin and also the gear. And take a look at inside the carriage box, and there are some electromagnetic clutches which engage and disengage the electric feed switch. So I made a pin, a temporary pin, and I was supposed to put a nylock nut on the other end of it and just stick it in for some time. Because, well, the only problem with the cracked gear is that it is stuck inside the other gear, so I cannot disengage the feed. So it's locked in this position. I cannot push it in, but that doesn't matter because I will never be tapping with the carriage. I have never done that, and I don't think I will ever need that. So I was just about to put this pin in and forget it for a while and start hooking up the electrics. I was supposed to hang this on the wall and run some electrics and try if the rapid traverse runs, and even if I would get the motor started, even though I think it will just blow my fuses. But then I ran into a completely different problem, which is really bad, and that is that the VFD on my little lathe broke. So maybe you remember, I bought this VFD maybe half a year ago, and so far it's been working great, but when I came to visit the shop on Sunday, I tried to do some little job on this lathe, and I found out that two fuses right here had been blown, and I have no idea what has happened, but the VFD is now gone. It will just blow the fuses right away when I connect it to electricity. So that's real bad. And I already took it out and I removed all the covers and checked inside, and I saw nothing wrong with it. And I just cannot figure out what has happened to it. As you can see, it was tested on at the start of this year, I think maybe it was even the day that the seller sent it to me. So it's not an old device, and it's a world-class device. It should be good for industrial use for decades, but somehow it's now broken. And I will bring it to a local electric repair guy who I've used before, and I really like what he does, and he will take a look at it. But if he cannot get it to work, I will just have to order a new one, which really sucks because these devices are not cheap. So I'm really upset about this. But when you have machines, sometimes they break. But I think it's pretty crazy that there's nothing wrong with the 50-year-old machine itself, and then a 6-month-old fine new electric device blows up after half a year of use. So not so nice. Okay, let's jump into the next topic, which is I'm now making these larger crowbars, and these will only get the taper turned on the end. This side will be milled after bending, but I'm not gonna do that. It's gonna be done by the guy who does the bending. So I think I showed you earlier that I made another collet kind of thing, and I made a little mistake in making it. I made it a little bit too tight. It will work, but it's a little bit too tight, but at least it holds well. And I have dialed in the settings for quite a while now, and finally I'm pretty satisfied. And the guy who gave me this job stated me not to use coolant, and I tried every possible way, all parameters, all speeds and different tools, and I just couldn't get a decent surface finish. Maybe you can see, well, no, not really, but I wasn't getting a good surface finish. And then I tried switching on the coolant, and it just makes a whole world of difference. And so what I ended up doing, after I pull a piece out, I will dry it out from coolant right away before I put it in the bin with the other finished ones. And what happens, actually only this part gets wet from the coolant. Anything from this forward is dry, so it should be fine. And why I'm not supposed to use coolant is because this will go to bead blasting with some kind of glass particles, I think, and the guy says that it doesn't work well if there's oil on the surface of the pieces. But I just really hope that this will be okay. At least there's no oil at all. So I guess this should be fine. And I'm running it pretty rough. I think I can show you one piece. So even though this is CNC machining, I still think you like this. So I wouldn't stick my head inside here, but you can take a look at what happens. that's it. Whoops. So it's 1 minute 28 seconds, including opening the chuck. I have programmed the machine to open the chuck by itself. So it's actually, the cycle time is actually shorter than what I had on these smaller bars. And I'm pretty happy with that. And the finish is just, it's really good. The feeding speed on the finishing pass is pretty rough. I think it's 0.4 millimeters per revolution, which is something like 15 thousandths. But a rough surface is okay as long as it looks good, and this certainly does look good. So I'm pretty satisfied, and it really makes a pretty good amount of chips. So I guess I'll keep this video short today. If you have any ideas about the VFD, let me know. So what it does, straight away when I switch the electricity on, it pops the fuses. It doesn't even let me see anything on the LCD panel. No idea what's going on. And I have opened it, and everything seems to be right. No physical damage to be seen. Some of the parts that I'm working with, I'm really happy that I got these little pieces done before the VFD broke. It would not have been that nice to do this on the TOS lathe. It's so cumbersome to use for small parts. So anyways, now channel of the day. Okay, today's channel is a little bit different. It has absolutely nothing to do with machines or machining, but it's just great entertainment. This, I have to say, this is one of my favorite channels. And he's got almost 2 million subscribers, so don't feel guilty if you don't subscribe. But let me show you what this guy does. So he's a professional eater. He does eating challenges, painful and disgusting and everything. So for example, this guy has eaten or drunk a full gallon of habanero Tabasco in one shot, and I think he actually did it. And for example, right here he's eating 100 raw eggs, and the latest challenge is pretty mind-blowing. He's eating 10 cactuses or cacti with the spikes. And that's not all. He went swimming in a pool of ice water, and before that he ate 4 of the world's hottest peppers with 1 million Scovilles each. One of those peppers would kill an ordinary guy, and this guy had 4 of them and went into an ice bath and had 10 cactuses with the spikes. Okay, so I think this is pretty good entertainment. Many of you will not like this, but I know some of you will. And I know many of you already know this guy. So I think I'm gonna show you something machining or machine related next time. So anyways, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye.